Troy TrojanVision's The Week That Was, covering the news and events for the week ending Friday, January 21st, 2022. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. January 12th marked the start of a new semester for Troy University, and it was once again another start with the looming threat of the coronavirus. While the overall COVID policy for the school hasn't altered much since the fall, there have been a few small changes that are based on national guidelines. Simon Schuessler has the story.
The new semester is upon Troy students and faculty, and with this new semester comes new guidelines pertaining to COVID.
We exited the fall with the 10-day quarantine period. We're entering the spring with a 5-day quarantine period.
Vaccination status now plays a bigger role in quarantine time and integrating back into campus life.
It really is based upon your status, your vaccination status and your booster status. If you've had your second vaccination shot or your first, if it's J&J, more than 6 months and you haven't gotten a booster in that period of time, then it's going to put some specifics on you in terms of how you come back and how you need to wear the mask when you come back. So it really is going to be based off of your vaccination status in terms of mask wearing, how long you're going to be out, and then what do you need to do to come back.
Tatum says the decision to switch to a 5-day quarantine as opposed to 10 days was a result of the new CDC guidelines as well as the percentage of vaccinated individuals on campus. The hope is that this will allow for more flexibility for students to not miss as much class.
We follow the CDC guidelines. So, we had a choice between staying with the 10-day or going to the 5-day. We think the 5-day, the percentage of students who are vaccinated, the percentage of employees who are vaccinated, we feel really good about that. So the 5-day gave us a little bit more flexibility about giving students a chance to not miss so much class. So that was one of the reasons we stayed with the 5.
Staff will continue to meet and monitor the spread of the coronavirus and make decisions based off of local data that they receive. The first 3 days of classes are set to play a key role in the response of the university.
We have a task force. We have groups within the task force. We communicate regularly. We had a meeting last week. I met with a couple of the members today. We really feel like it'd be appropriate to meet again next week just to kind of see what our status looks like after the first 3 days of classes. So yeah, we'll continue to meet. We'll look at the data. We'll look at what's going on. If a change is needed, then we'll make a recommendation to the Chancellor.
Simon Schuessler, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And Troy University is urging students to be aware of their health due to a recent rise in COVID cases, especially if they start feeling sick. Claudia Peppenhorst shows us where students can get tested if they're not feeling so well and what symptoms to look out for.
With the Omicron variant on the rise and a national shortage on COVID-19 testing, many students may be wondering where they need to go to get tested and stay aware of their health. Well, Troy University's Student Health Center is available for all students to get tested if they're showing any symptoms.
The big thing right now is testing, right? So testing has become pretty difficult to get out in the general community. Right now we have plenty of tests that are available to us here at the university, and I would encourage anyone that's a student that feels like they have symptoms to go down to the health center and get tested.
Many of the symptoms of the Omicron variant can be compared to a cold or even the flu, making it difficult for people to know what they may have and making it even more crucial to get tested to keep yourself and others safe.
We're testing for COVID first, and if the COVID comes, just because it's a little bit more prominent right now, and so if it comes back negative, then we'll get them in, test them for the flu or strep. A lot of the COVID symptoms are going with a sore throat too, so it's just hard to tell.
With cases on the rise in the new year, students on Troy University's campus are encouraged to be conscious and aware of their health and if they're showing any COVID symptoms before they head to class.
With this strand, the Omicron variant, the symptoms are a little more mild. They're mostly, people think they have either allergy or sinus symptoms. It's usually sinus congestion, runny nose. You can have a little sore throat with it, and then most of them have a headache or some type of not feeling well.
If you're feeling sick and need to get tested, you can call the Student Health Center at 334-670-3452 to book an appointment and get tested. Claudia Peppenhorst, Troy, TrojanVision News.
A group of Troy students spent 2 days this week honoring the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King through actions in the community. Taylor Wayman shows us how.
Wednesday, Troy's Office of Civic Engagement held an event for students to take part in the community by vamping up Troy's elementary school's playground with new mulch.
We are helping with some mulch here on their playground, and students are just diving in with some shovels and putting the mulch back in the playground area. And so it's also really fun because the kids are out here this afternoon, and so they're really excited about the lava going back into the playground.
With shovels and wheelbarrows, the students got to work and lay mulch while getting to enjoy interacting with children as they played during recess.
Without mulch, there's not much of a playground. But with Troy students coming together to put new mulch down for Troy Elementary School, you can see that it's made playing so much more fun and enjoyable, and it's brought the community together, especially in honor of MLK Day.
We're very centered around the community and service. So obviously through the MLK days of service, it just allows us to give back to the community like all of our other events, and this is a huge part of our community is our school system, so it's just great to give back, and especially with like the playgrounds, because I mean I used to be there when I was little, so it's just nice to be able to help out and just to see the community flourish.
Each year, Troy holds an event around the time of certain holidays, this year revolving around Martin Luther King Jr. Day. This event reflected Dr. King's belief in coming together as a community, and the students involved did just that.
I think it's so important to remember that like college towns are not just the college, and there are communities around them, and those communities obviously have children, and a lot of these children could end up going to Troy, and just like showing them that people are always going to give back no matter if you're a kid and you know you might go to a food kitchen or a soup kitchen, and it's like the older you get you can still continue to give back no matter your status or no matter what you have going on in your life. It's always important to give back, especially to your own community.
Students can get involved by going to mytroy.edu in self-service to fill out an application to become a volunteer. Taylor Wayman, Troy, TrojanVision News.
How are you supposed to act when confronted by a member of law enforcement? This is a question and concern of many people in today's society. Thursday night, a Troy student group tried to help students understand what their rights are when stopped by the police. Jarek McBride has that story.
On Wednesday night, Troy University's Black Student Union held a Know Your Rights seminar to teach students about their rights when they find themselves interacting with police officers.
Well, this event is very important because as a student here at Troy University, you are in essence a citizen of Troy. So therefore, you have certain rights. As a student, you should know your rights, especially dealing with the police. When you come here, you come to get an education, not to leave with a felony. So these type of events help the students of Troy know more about their rights and to get acclimated with some of the local police officers.
With events like this, I would say it's going to bring our people closer together. I would say it's going to bring the community closer together, and I would say it'll be an educational time for everybody.
I talked to one of the executives of the board of Black Student Union and asked her what the mindset changed for her after participating in this event.
The mindset that it changed for me was that not to react so crucially towards the police when they stop you. Just comply as much as you can, therefore you won't get into any trouble or anything.
The Know Your Rights seminar is just one step that the Black Student Union is making right now.
We also have many events coming up in February. Black History Fashion Show. We have a Learn How to Line Dance just to get our culture out there more and to learn different things.
This is Jed McBride, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We'll take a short break, but when we return, we'll see how a Troy music student spent her holiday break at one of the most famous college football venues in the country. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
We all dream, but dreams quickly become distant memories unless we do something about it. Do everything in our power to learn to lead. At Troy University, we offer leadership opportunities from day one. We're dedicated to teaching a new generation to lead change. Do you have what it takes to change the world?
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Troy University students had a chance in their first day of class by taking home some prizes. At the University Activities Council started off their semester with a little bingo. Dylan Seymour has the story.
University Activity Council started the spring semester off with bingo night. Bingo night consisted of free food for students and various prizes if they won their bingo round.
UAC hosts this event usually every semester, maybe once a year, but we always partner with ISCO. It's always a good event, a good turnout. We always have prizes, we have free food, and it's just a time for students to come out, get out of their rooms, get out of their dorms, and have some fun and win some prizes.
So bingo night is pretty self-explanatory. We just wanted to do it to get everybody involved and to give everybody a chance on the first day of school to get out of their dorms and get out of their apartments and have some fun and just have some lighthearted fun and win some prizes.
Even though UAC gave away prizes for winning a bingo round, many students love the opportunity to get out of their dorms and hang with friends and meet new people.
I like playing bingo first, and then it was just good for me to get out my room and meet new people and explore what they have on campus. Although I didn't win, my overall experience was pretty good. I got to meet a lot of new people.
A whole bunch of friends coming here, and you know what? I like hanging out with my friends, and this is a pretty good place for us to meet. Plus, we had a fun event for us to all come do.
For me, I wanted to come out because I think it just shows support for your school, and it's important to support organizations that we have here because they're here putting this on for us and putting in the effort to do it for the students for free. So it's kind of like, why would you not come?
UAC has started the semester off with a very successful bingo night. They are already making plans for future events.
Our next event is next week, and we're going to be having movie night.
Dylan Seymour, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Troy's Johnson Center for the Arts routinely brings in artwork from around the world to display in its gallery. Last Thursday, the center celebrated an artist whose works are currently on display. Belle Johnson has the story.
The Johnson Center for the Arts is currently hosting a gallery titled Insequential. The gallery features the works of artist Nathaniel Allen. Allen came in Thursday night for an artist talk with local Troy residents. He's the chair for the Alabama State University's Department for Visual Arts and also works around Montgomery, helping build a love of the arts around the community.
I've been hanging out with a lot of folks in Montgomery and who've been kind of dedicated to kind of pushing art forward a little bit. I kind of have a bad habit of getting involved in arts organizations everywhere I go, just to kind of do stuff. So me and friends have been kind of doing our best to level up Montgomery artistically. We've done some kind of cross-pollinating with some of the Troy Art Department and Troy faculty. And so, it was just really flattering to be asked to have a show.
We found out about Nathaniel Allen and just had to have his art here. He has so much fun with his work, and he's such a humble man, and he's so easy to work with. So I met him and I said, have you thought about having an exhibit in Troy, Alabama? And he said, no, I haven't, but I'd love to. He had been at the university at the International Arts Center, but not in downtown Troy. So we wanted to bring his art not only for the downtown area, but the people within the communities that surround us too.
Allen says his love of art started at a young age, as he was inspired by the comic books, movie posters, and toys from his childhood. Allen was encouraged to read as a young boy and soon began to make his own stories. He also has advice for other aspiring artists in the beginning of their journey.
If you're just starting out and trying to do creative stuff, maybe the big chunk of advice would be not to worry about criticism that much and worry more about enthusiasm. And focus on doing it for enjoyment first.
Belle Johnson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
During the holiday break, one Troy University music student had the chance to take part in one of the most famous parades associated with college football. Kaylee Wright has the story.
On New Year's Day, a Troy University student experienced the opportunity of a lifetime. Katarina Agnew performed in the Rose Parade in Pasadena, California. Though Agnew has marched in parades since high school, she said that marching in the Rose Parade was an experience unlike any other.
We all got out of the buses and we got onto Colorado Boulevard, started setting up, and I didn't really feel like anything was happening until the sun started to rise and I saw the Goodyear blimp. And you know, when you see the Goodyear blimp, it means that something really big is happening.
Despite the chilling air, early start time, and blinding lights, Agnew drew energy from the crowd for a strong performance.
The energy was so high, and energy is really important to me as a performer because performers tend to draw their energy from the crowd, and something like I've never felt energy like that before.
Agnew said that she had never performed in front of a more supportive crowd. She also mentioned that she had the opportunity to audition for the parade her senior year of high school, but she felt like she was not ready.
I looked at it my senior year of high school, but I didn't really have time to actually work on the audition, so I was just like, nah, this isn't something I'm gonna get to do. But then since the opportunity came back up again last January, I was like, you know what, why not? I'm gonna give it a go.
The audition process consisted of concert scales and a piece that Agnew knows particularly well. That piece is Stars and Stripes Forever.
So I was like, heck yeah, fortune has smiled upon me this day, and so I just ended up auditioning for it, took a chance, and there I was.
Agnew learned Stars and Stripes from The Sound of the South. She says she is grateful for the instruction that the program has given to her and for her drive to always put her best foot forward.
I feel like my passion just pushes me forward in everything I do. It's just kind of my inner fire, really. It just helps me do anything that I can reasonably set my mind on.
Kaylee Wright, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll get to know Troy University's new head football coach. That's coming up after the break, so stay tuned.
We all dream, but dreams quickly become distant memories unless we do something about it. Do everything in our power to learn to lead. At Troy University, we teach everyone to be leaders in their field. We're dedicated to teaching a new generation to lead change.
Mama. Mama. Say mama. Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm almost 2 now and still not responding. That's one sign of a communication disorder, and delaying treatment can affect my development.
Many parents aren't aware of the early signs of speech, language, and hearing disorders, yet early detection and treatment can improve quality of life.
Say dada.
Ugh, here we go.
Identify the signs of communication disorders.
The women's basketball team returned to Trojan Arena last Saturday for a chance to bounce back from a conference loss. Alex Albritton has the action from Trojan Arena.
After coming back from a loss last Thursday, the Trojan women's basketball team arrived back in Trojan Arena and dominated ULM Saturday 89-57. Both Sharonica Hartsfield and returning player Tina Stevens finished the game with 13 points. 5 players also finished the game in double figures.
It's great as far as the other team trying to do a scout report on you. You know, you never know who might come out and play well. Again, our leading scorer, Gabby, is out. And so 5 other people stepping up and getting double figures is big.
With a 7-point lead, 20-13 at the end of the first, Troy dominated the second quarter, quickly expanding its lead to 11. Janiyah Sandefire gave the Trojans their first 20-point lead of the game, 42-22, with a made triple to end the half. Tina Stevens also added 10 boards to her stat line, which makes for her second double-double of the season.
I was actually feeling pretty good. I was just happy to be back with my team. With me being out 3 weeks due to COVID and the protocol and stuff like that, I was just happy to, finally be back and enjoy this new year with the rest of my team. And I think I did a good job at doing it.
Having to miss 2 starters since the season started, head coach Chandler Rigby says communication is key for her players, and in favor it will bring towards more momentum for the team.
Because they really stepped up. In her absence, they kind of stepped up and made up for that. I heard Tia really communicated. On a natural basis, she's not a communicator, but she's doing it for the team, and we're appreciative of that.
I think it was very important. I think we needed redemption for the other night. Again, due to some of us being out due to COVID, we knew we were the better team. We knew we could fight to the end. We just didn't come out on top, unfortunately, but we needed this win again for the momentum moving forward into next week.
After ULM opened the fourth quarter on a 9-2 run, Troy's long-range shot started to fall as Tia Johnson and Centerfire both drained a three-pointer during the 5-minute mark. Gabby Cartagena had the final say for the Trojans, knocking down a triple with just 10 seconds to play to solidify Troy's 8th straight win over ULM.
I think we should definitely improve on kind of putting a nail in the coffin. In the end, we kind of had some slumps and some scoring droughts. Defensively, too, we didn't keep them out the paint like we usually could or normally do. So I think just kind of put a nail in the coffin and ending the game on a better note than what we did tonight. Even though we came out with a win, just kind of giving us the momentum moving forward, just to play straight up defense all the way through.
Alex Albritton, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
While Troy University students were away for the holiday break, the athletic department dropped some big news by introducing the school's new football coach in December. Jacqueline Lambert introduces us to the new coach.
Your new head football coach, John Summerall.
John Summerall was formally introduced to the Trojan Nation on Monday, December 6th. It was a return to Troy for Summerall, who spent 3 seasons as an assistant to Neil Brown. Summerall says he knew Troy was a place for him to make the next step in his coaching career.
You know, I was in a great position at the University of Kentucky, very happy. Was not looking to leave just for any opportunity that came up. Troy's a special place to me and my family. We developed a lot of relationships here with people that will be lifelong during our first stint here as an assistant. And then if I was going to take a head job, I wanted to be somewhere where you had a chance to compete at a high level and win big. And this place, football matters here. It's always been a winner, and we need to get it back to being a winner. And this place, football matters. It's very important, and the expectations are high, and we embrace that. I'm extremely excited about this opportunity, grateful for this opportunity to be the head football coach at Troy. It means a great deal to me and my family. And so just very honored to be here in front of you as the head football coach.
Summerall was a part of Troy during the Rebuild the Wall era under Neil Brown, so he says he knows what it can take to build a program to new heights.
I think we got a chance to get this thing going, you know, hopefully quick. But I think I will draw on some of the experience I have previously being here with Coach Brown when we were here, and I got here in December of 2014, and we didn't have this facility. We had a lot of things that we didn't have then, and so there's a lot of positives in place here that weren't in place at that time. So while there's a lot of obstacles and a lot of things we got to overcome, I also think there's a lot of things that have made this situation maybe better.
Fans packed the introductory press conference and seemed excited about the new hire. Summerall says he needs the Trojan fans to keep that level of excitement into football season.
We need them. We need them to buy tickets. We need them to show up to games. We need them to show up early. We need them to stay late. We need them to be loud in between. And so we need total commitment and buy-in from everybody that is a part of Troy University, that cares about this place and cares about the university. We need everybody bought in and contributing.
Troy Athletics has a new event planned to kick off the baseball and softball seasons. We'll learn about the first pitch banquet in this week's Trojan Talk. Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. With me is Kyle George of Troy Athletics, here to talk about an inaugural event to kick off baseball and softball seasons. Kyle, thanks for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me today.
And we're talking about a new event this year, the first pitch banquet for baseball and softball. Tell us a little about this activity and what brought it all about.
Certainly, we're excited about this. It's taking place on Friday, January 28th in Trojan Arena, 6:30 p.m. start time for that. This is going to be a chance for our fans to come out and support both our baseball and softball programs as part of this banquet event. Very similar to what we've done now the past 2 years with the basketball tip-off banquet. A chance to come out, and all proceeds from this event will directly support both the baseball and softball programs to really help them elevate things for their individual programs and challenge for conference championships.
And of course, a lot of it is just, that's the fundraising part of it, but just the interaction with the team, the coaches, and getting folks that are pulling for these teams excited about the season and a little bit more interactive with those teams.
Absolutely. With this as well, too, you got baseball and softball seasons right around the corner. First pitch for both those programs is coming up, hence the name First Pitch Banquet as well. But something we're doing a little bit different in this part as well. You know, we've had some great opportunities with basketball event, having a chance for our fans to get to hear from our student athletes a little bit more and such. But we realize our fans really want to get the chance to sit down and get to know these student athletes on a personal level. So for every table in the arena that evening, you'll actually be joined by one member of the baseball team as well as one member of the softball team at your table. So be kind of a family style setting there for it. But when you're sitting at your table there, you'll actually have conversations with an actual Troy baseball or Troy softball student athlete at that table as well.
And that's got to be exciting exciting for the fans of the sport, and maybe even open their eyes to something. If someone's there for baseball and haven't really participated in softball or vice versa, it gives a chance to interact with a team maybe they don't know a lot about in that situation.
Certainly. It's a great opportunity to get to know these student athletes and know a little bit more about their background, who they are, why they're here at Troy, and really get a chance to know, what are they looking to do beyond their time here at Troy as well too. So I'm really excited about that opportunity for our student athletes, because it'll be a great experience for them, but also will help recruit some new fans for either program there. You get a chance for both these programs to support each other with a simultaneous kind of time of their schedule as well.
And of course, Beth hasn't had an established program there with softball, and a lot of folks are into that. But this year, I know probably a little bit of a draw will be the chance to be able to pick the brain and hear and see the new baseball coach. There's a level of excitement there. So
certainly, we're very excited about the first year under Coach Skylar Mead leading our baseball program. He and his staff have done a great job hitting the ground running, getting very involved with the Troy community here already. Looking forward to that first pitch for them when they open up their season on February 18th at Riddle Pace Field, taking on Holy Cross that weekend. But season tickets for them are on sale right now. You can go online to TroyTrojans.com/tickets. 30 home games this year, and it's a great schedule too. We have Auburn coming to town, Coastal Carolina, South Alabama, Louisiana, UAB, all the top teams in our conference. They come to Troy this year, which is a great opportunity for us. And as you mentioned too, with Coach Mullins and her staff, they just keep year in, year out, just keep repeating as one of the top teams in the Sun Belt Conference. Went to an NCAA regional last year. Our first time as a true outright at-large bid, which is very tough to get in the NCAA softball tournament. But the Sun Belt Conference just continues to get stronger and deeper in both baseball and softball. Really excited to see both these teams get out to the field at their respective diamonds.
Now, you mentioned baseball tickets, but let's talk about tickets for the first pitch banquet, because obviously there's two different ways you can attend and get tickets for this event. Tell us about what folks need to do and how they can get a seat at this event.
Certainly. So tickets are $75 individually. Again, all proceeds will go back to benefit directly the men's and women's, excuse me, I shouldn't say men's and women's because basketball there, baseball and softball programs there for us. And then tables are available at $450 for that. That includes 6 seats, 2 of which, so 8 total seats at your table there, 6 occupied by the members of your party, 2 occupied by a baseball and a softball student athlete at your table there. If you buy an individual table, or excuse me, an individual ticket, it'll be placed at tables throughout the arena as well too. But we also will have a silent auction taking place as part of the evening as well. Some great memorabilia from both baseball and softball, some great opportunities for some trips and such like that as well too. So a lot of great opportunities to be a part of it. Those can all be purchased online for the tickets as well as the tables online at TroyTrojans.com/first-pitch.
And of course, with that, the fundraising opportunities, just the interaction and just the fun of being a part of this atmosphere of Trojans and enjoying having a good time in Trojan Arena to kick off the baseball and softball season.
Absolutely. So it's going to be a great weekend. Both those teams will be scrimmaging that weekend as well too. So if you're a fan of either program, stick around all weekend long, because it'll be the first time to really see them in action, get a chance to see as they're preparing for their seasons. And the following night on Saturday, January 29th, men's basketball takes on South Alabama, 6 p.m. tip-off. So 2 great events in Trojan Arena that weekend. Make sure to make a whole weekend of it. See your baseball and softball programs to support them, as well as the men's basketball program, as we're hopefully challenging for some great games in Trojan Arena this season.
Of course, and you mentioned earlier, but one last pitch for you, pun intended, to sell some tickets for the baseball. What do folks need to do? What's available for them for baseball this season for baseball tickets if they want to get their hands on those tickets?
Baseball season tickets, go online to TroyTrojans.com/tickets. Season tickets start at $95 for all 30 home games. A great schedule on the docket there for us, hosting Indiana, several other teams as well too this season. For the first pitch banquet, you can go online again to TroyTrojans.com/first-pitch to purchase your tickets for that, or you can always give us a call at 334-670-3681.
All right, Kyle. Well, good luck with all of this events, all these activities, and getting those people in the stands at Riddle Pace Field for an exciting season. And thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me today.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's the week that was. To find out what's happening on a daily basis, you can tune into Troy TrojanVision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30, Monday through Friday. Or you can visit us anytime on the Troy TrojanVision News blog at today.troy.edu/TrojanVision to see online content from Troy TrojanVision News. Until next time, have a good week.